Hey, my name is Mike, and here I am sitting outside of my driveway on my way to look at a real estate project that I'm working on. I've been a real estate investor since 2004. I've renovated, bought, sold, and renovated over 300 houses in that time. Over 150 were full renovations, which typically require $50 to $100,000 in just in renovation budgets. So I've had my share, made a lot of money. But the reason I'm actually recording on my phone in a selfie mode is that I never intended to do anything on YouTube or online. But here I am because I spent the last couple of weeks looking at actually being bombarded with real estate programs from these so-called gurus online. And what I've discovered after a good amount of research is that, yeah, sure, there's some genuine guys on YouTube, and there's some actually decent instructors and gurus. But what I discovered is that the majority of the stuff that I see, sorry for that edit, my daughter didn't know that I was recording, so I had to speak to her for a second. But anyway, as I was saying, I am flabbergasted. I'm blown away by the amount of misleading information, false information, by this class, by this course. For a long time, there's been some gurus that would teach these progressive salesman courses where basically you start off with a free bit of information and then it progresses from that to if you want more, subscribe here or pay this a little bit more. And then it keeps progressing to the point where you're in a full-blown college priced course. I was blown away by others who claim to be real estate investors who may have bought their mom and dad's home, decided to market it, and now they're a guru. And then when I look at the stuff, it's just the repeat regurgitation of the same exact information. In fact, some of these buy here, pay here real estate courses are literally regurgitated videos that you're paying for that you could almost find for free on the internet if you research the actual training from years past. Now, real estate is a progressive industry. Real estate, even though it's a fantastic way to make money, it still changes. It ebbs and flows with the market. Of course, with COVID-19, that's a huge change. Everything has changed. So how you invest in real estate now versus how we invested just a few months ago is completely different. I know my market has changed dramatically. I know that the ability for me to buy properties and now even selling them, because the market has changed to the point where a lot of people who were qualified, in fact, I just sold a house last week, and in that house, it had been going through the closing process for 2 months. And because of COVID-19, they had to check and recheck for their employment. Towards the end of the closing process, they recheck for employment verification. He was a police officer. And luckily, because he's a cop, it's easy for him to validate. And so we closed, but it took a couple extra days. It took us a weekend to wait, because that could have been catastrophic if, for example, you had a job, you had lots of money, or you ran a company, you were doing fantastic, and then all of a sudden, COVID comes around and the world is declared a pandemic, and the U.S. government declares us a pandemic and shuts everything down and forces quarantine like we've all been for the last couple of months. So, of course, that changes things, and it changes for me. So I took some of that time off, went online, just did some research because I saw these ads that were bombarding my YouTube watching experience, and I decided to click on a couple of these and actually look. And then when I started researching, I'm like, oh my Lord, these guys are charlatans. They're criminal. And they get you for these small little bits of money, then they incrementally get you more. So the reason I'm ranting and raving, not that there's going to be many people listening to this, but the reason that I'm actually in my car on my way to a job, a project, is because I really think that has to change. Full transparency on what I am planning to do with this YouTube channel is I'm going to teach anybody and everybody, every single thing that I know in real estate. And I'm going to do it with the camera over my shoulder for every single transaction, everything that I do. This is going to be revolutionary, and I'm going to piss off a lot of friends. I'm sure I am. And, I'm no longer in fear of teaching my competition. That's what we used to do when we were teachers. We're like, man, if we keep teaching in our regional area, we're going to get more people out bidding for properties, and the prices are going to get higher. And it actually happened. I actually taught people who ended up being my competitors. In fact, back in the heyday, back in the before the mortgage bust, and then a couple of years after the mortgage bust, back in the heyday, there was a lot of money to be made. Before the bust, the markets were going crazy. When everything exploded and collapsed, the markets tanked. But we changed our philosophy, we changed our model, and not only were we able to persevere, but we actually went crazy. And we had some of the best years of our financial lives in real estate, doing things called wholesaling on top of the renovations that we did in the new construction. Of course, there were short sales. There was all of these opportunities. And so because we were somewhat seasoned and we were in that mix of people, so we were able to learn these things, we were able to actually not only make it through, but thrive. So again, coming back to the reason why I'm in my car while it's running on my way to go look at a job, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try something different. I'm going to piss off some of my friends and some of the people that I know and many who I don't know. And I'm actually going to offer to teach anybody on the YouTube universe everything that there really is to know about real estate. It's not really that big of a secret. The techniques that we all learned and the techniques that we implement is different. I learned lots and lots of different techniques. They were fantastic and they were very useful. But in my life, I've implemented maybe half or a third of those techniques, and I was able to make a substantially comfortable living. So I am sitting here in my driveway, getting ready to go to work, and it's getting ready to rain. I know it looks sunny over here, but it's actually dark over there and about ready to rain. It's been monsooning here lately. And I'm getting ready to teach and just put out there to the universe everything that I know, everything that I've ever done and used in real estate. And I'm not going to do it in a course. I'm just going to do it in videos. I will have a website. I have quite a few I own, but I'm going to put a couple of them to use. And that's primarily for you guys to be able to like download files and more things like that. Oh, Amazon Prime is here. Hold on one second.
A few minutes later.
So here we are. Just got the Amazon packages. Interesting because these packages are specifically my desire to start this YouTube channel. So I got the packages because I'm getting ready to convert my my personal man cave / recording studio / office, and I'm going to update it a little bit so that it's more for me to be able to present on YouTube with clean audio and good visual and stuff like that. So that's the background. What I want you guys to know is that I'm going to create this channel for me to be able to just one-on-one with you. You're going to see the entire process of real estate. Now, granted, you're starting with me already having established multiple projects that I'm working on. So I'm going to teach every single possible thing that I can teach about real estate. Not just how to find deals, not just how to do the documentations for closings, not just how to renovate or rehab or how to fix the toilets. I pretty much know how to do all those things. I don't do them all the time, but I do them personally. I do them on smaller projects. I want to teach you everything that there is to know about real estate. Real estate is really not that hard. It's really not that secret, although it sounds like it is. And with all of the information that's available to all of you people out there on YouTube and all of these and the Instagrams and the Twitters and all that other stuff, which I will be establishing that as well, it's impossible for you not to be able to get everything that you need almost practically for free. So everything that you can possibly go on YouTube right now and learn is going to get you probably 80% to being able to do a deal. And I plan to bump that over to 100%. So I'm going to be very interactive with you. The more questions that I get from you guys, I'm going to do my best to read everything. Of course, it's very difficult. I mean, if I have 5 people, 100 people, whatever, whoever watches this in the beginning, it's going to be very interactive. But I'm going to do my best to answer questions because I am still professionally involved in my other businesses and my enterprises. But I do have the plan and the desire to every night to go on the computer and see what's going on. So I know this is a long intro video, and I don't know how many people are going to actually stick through it. But if you do stick through it, I think it's going to be worthwhile, especially if you are looking to do real estate. So if you are planning to do real estate, or you want to do real estate, or you thought about it, or somehow you came across this video because somehow it has to do with real estate, then I encourage you to stick through it. I'm going to be very detailed as I can. And in that detail, there might be some videos that are longer than others. I'm going to have a lot of videos that are going to be short. I like to joke around, so I probably be some funny moments there as well. But I'm going to try to do this as authentically as possible. I am hoping that you will patronage and watch the YouTubes and subscribe and give thumbs up. All the stuff that you guys know works to help us out. And then there will probably be some offers and opportunities for me to do affiliate work with professionals and manufacturers and professional service companies and stuff like that. I will eventually, like I had back in the old days when I was teaching real estate investing, I will have lots of resources for you to be able to pull off the internet from my websites, which includes documentations of forms, legal forms, things like that. That are going to help you in your journey. And I'm also going to interact with people as well. So there's going to be an extremely nominal fee for that only because I need to hire someone to be able to work with us and do that. And it would be a drop, a spit in the ocean relative to the amount of money that these gurus are charging for these other real estate things. In fact, I just drove down the street and I saw what looked like a bus and then a bunch of average, everyday looking people in front of a house that's for sale. And I think I didn't recognize who it was, but I think what that was is someone was doing a bus tour where a guru, a teacher, an instructor grabs a bunch of people, puts them in a bus and goes from house to house to house and shows what the house is like, what the flaws are, what to look for, things like that. And that's actually very helpful and very beneficial. But I guarantee you that they've paid hundreds and hundreds of dollars, if not thousands, just for that bus tour, or actually hundreds of dollars probably just for the bus ride. And then they're going to end up spending tens of thousands of dollars to do the rest. And yeah, I have no problem. I'm a capitalist. More power to them. But man, I'm telling you, there's other ways that I can make money in the real estate world without having to charge you tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. So yeah, I'm speaking a big speak. I'm putting myself on a really tall pedestal of expectation for you guys. My name, I have a good name in the real estate industry. I've never screwed anybody. And so I don't want to ruin my reputation by making these false claims. I will be teaching by example everything that I do, not day to day, but pretty much day to day. If you stick with me, I will teach you every single thing I know. There will be nothing. And if I miss something or you miss something and you have more questions, you're going to let me know. And then I'm going to try to answer those questions as best as I can. Okay. So my name is Mike. Again, I'm in Florida. I've been a real estate investor for the last almost 20 years. And it's time for me to pay that forward. I'm going to piss off a lot of gurus, some that deserve to get pissed off, some that not so much, but I just think that with YouTube and with Instagram and with all of these other social media, Facebook, it just is time for a different way of doing things. And hopefully I will be able to help in that process. So I'm on my way to I'm on my way to go look at one of my projects, and I'm actually going to cut this. And then in a few minutes, I'm going to get back on and start filming that journey into what's happening. So I'm new to this. Subscribe, Click thumbs up. Don't click thumbs down, but definitely click thumbs up if you can. And I promise you, if you keep with me, that you're going to learn. All right, man? Peace out.